G.G. Jackson, who is going to be on his official visit to South Carolina this weekend. The Ridgeview absolute stud. So I said, Jamie, let's get you on the show, man. How? I guess first of all, let's talk about it from that perspective. How big of a weekend is this for South Carolina basketball in them putting themselves in a position they would hope to land a five-star talent?
It's huge. I mean, you sit there, look at it, and the state of South Carolina is, I mean, maybe Kevin Garnett, who left to go to Chicago Farragut Academy, is the only number one player the state's had. G.G. Jackson is the number one player in the country, and he's from 10 minutes up the road, and South Carolina got a legitimate shot at him. It's a perfect storm. You have LSU, which is a big game. They've been ranked this year. They're a tournament team. You have Legends Weekend coming in with honoring the two teams and everything. And you have G.G. Jackson, and you have Cam Scott's coming in as well for the weekend. It's a really big deal. And if ever South Carolina fans were to get behind the basketball program, this weekend would be the weekend to make that place lit.
No doubt, man. And Jamie, you've seen a lot of basketball players in your time. So what I was asking you before we sort of got cut off there was G.G. Jackson. Obviously, even your most casual fan has heard the name at this point. They know he's a five-star guy. They know how important it would be for South Carolina men's basketball. But what can you tell us, kind of fill in the gaps a little bit, what can you tell us about him as a player, the skill set? What does he bring to the table? What will he bring to the table at the next level for the team that is lucky enough to sign him?
Yeah, so he's 6'8", 6'9", and off the rip, he's super athletic, got a lot of pop, explosion in his game. Where he's really developed over the last year is his creation ability, his ability to kind of get the ball in the half court and create offense for himself off the bounce. You know, he's always been kind of bigger and everything and lengthy. The ball skills of what's really developed. So now he's a really good ISO one-on-one type player, especially in the mid post. He can knock down the three, grab and go off the rebound. He's moving laterally and everything. Defensively, able to switch a little bit. Great weak side shot blocker. The crazy thing is he's still young. Like his body is still physically growing. You know, and the jumps that he continues to take year after year. So his freshman to sophomore to junior years have just been exponential, and he's still got some room for growth, which is what makes him so intriguing with his body and frame. I mean, he doesn't even look like he's got hair on his legs yet. So as he physically matures and continues to grow, you know, the ceiling continues to get higher and higher.
Again, joined by Jamie Shaw, On3 basketball recruiting analyst. Jamie, going into this weekend, obviously a big opportunity here for South Carolina, big opportunity for Frank Martin, that staff. What are you hearing on his recruitment? I know it's been, I guess, thought for a long time that South Carolina is in it. Certainly, they're in the conversation. Seems like from what I read, North Carolina's in the conversation. Where, just from what you hear, man, what are the Gamecocks' chances and what are the factors at play here moving forward?
So it's kind of morphed into a three-man race. You have Duke, you have UNC, and you have South Carolina. The being the local hometown hero thing is really an intriguing prospect to G.G. And as you know, G.G.'s a very, very engaging, charismatic kid, and he likes home. He's a homebody. Also, his mom loves Frank. His mom really likes Frank Martin a ton. And you know, would even somebody say would want him to play for Frank. And that's what's kind of kept him in it is Frank, to be honest. Duke's obviously a power player with everything. I know G.G. was at the Duke game when they blew the doors off of UNC a couple weeks ago as well, so he saw that. UNC kind of there was a lot of rumor, a lot of talk around UNC back in November. He's kind of one of those situations where if it was UNC going to be UNC, why hasn't he committed yet? Gone through all this process and everything too. But South Carolina's right in the middle of the mix. The relationship with Frank Martin that the family has is right there, and it's keeping them in.
What do you think? And this may be difficult to answer, but If it is something you can answer, what do you think needs to happen this weekend? Do you have a feel for what he and his family may be looking for? Like, are there questions you feel like need to be answered? What does South Carolina need to do to feel good exiting this weekend, do you think?
Well, I think a number of things could play into it. I don't think he needs to necessarily see anything, from the fan base, which it'd be great, G.G. Jackson chants and walking in and a lively crowd. And that's amazing because he's visited Cameron Indoor and seen their stuff. He's visited UNC and seen, he's seen big time environment. So it'd be great to see the big time environment. But I think the comfort level of Frank's tenure as the coach will play a big role in this as well. And also, give him a comfort level. Can they develop him into a pro? Can they win games? But I think the biggest thing is, and I don't know how you show him that this weekend. Obviously the fan base show you love and do all that, but will Frank be the head coach the entire time that he's on campus?
Yeah, and that's a valid question, and it's a local kid, it's a local family, so they, I'm sure, hear the conversations. They hear the conversation in the community as well. So gonna be just very intriguing to see how this whole thing plays out and the timing for all this to play out. Is there any word out there right now on when he may want to make a decision?
He has said to me that, kind of in this time frame, into the high school season, into the type of situation. So in this time frame right now is what he has been said this whole time. Now, as you well know, once it comes time to commit, then it's like, let's wait a little bit longer, because he's got a whole, as he flips from a junior to senior, he's got 5 new visits to start over as well. So time frame he's held fast has been the February-March time frame. Now, as it comes down to nut crunching time and it's time to do it, will he? That remains to be seen. But he's taken official visits to all his leaders so far, and this is the quote last one.
Yeah. So we'll, like as you said, man, we'll see if and I see this covering football recruiting all the time. It is so fluid when a guy's going to actually announce. So we'll see, man. It'll be very intriguing to see how this weekend goes and the reaction following that.